After years of understanding Republican support, in particular Donald Trump's support, CNN for the first time is admitting Trump is in a good position to win the White House in 2024. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new video. Today, it is time that we talk about the 2024 presidential elections. Because as most of you know, most metrics as of now, again, we're only in January of 2024, indicates that Trump, at the very least, is the favorite to win. Hell, CNN just a couple days ago, January 5th, released an article where they all but admit Trump is the clear favorite right now. Yes, CNN. For those that don't know, mainstream media for the past, 8 years now, they have consistently understated Trump's support. 2016, they said Kansas was going to go blue. 2020, they thought Ohio was beat down the wire. He won it by 8 points. Listen, CNN finally admitted, no, something's different this cycle, and we have to have Trump as a slight favorite as of now. So I wanted to go over the article to see why they made this map, because it's certainly fascinating. But first, before we continue today's video, I hope you enjoy these type of videos. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Guys, just for $1 a month, you could join Real American. This is the best way to support the daily content that we all know and love. So I hope and recommend you join the channel today. Alright, everybody. Now, let me be clear about one thing. I am not saying for 100% certainty, hell, even CNN, they're trying to spin at this article, but I'm not saying Trump's 100% the favorite. But as of now, even CNN has to admit, yeah, Trump is right now the favorite. So let's get into it, because it definitely is a read that I'm actually intrigued for. CNN's inaugural Road to 270 electoral map shows President Biden struggling to recreate his electoral college majority from his successful 2020 run, and former President Trump with enough states solidly in his corner or leaning his direction to put him in position to win the presidency again. Now, they're trying to make it sound like Biden ran the greatest campaign ever in 2020. He didn't. Let's face it. Anybody in reality admits Trump lost 2020 because of COVID. If it wasn't for that, he was going to win easy. It's not just some conspiracy. It's factual. COVID hurt the economy. Quite frankly, 2020 was one of the worst environments for any incumbent ever. But even then, Trump almost won re-election. So this idea that 2020 was a disaster for Trump, all the signs were, yeah, he was going to get crushed, but he only lost by, 40,000 votes? This first look at a potential Biden vs. Trump rematch, in the electoral math each would need to capture 270, captures the dynamics at play 10 months from Election Day. Biden is an incumbent president with stubbornly low approval ratings, persistent questions and concerns about his ability to serve another term, and diminished support from some key components of his winning coalition from 2020. So, I want to go over each part of this, because this is actually kind of important. And not enough people are discussing the incumbency stuff, which I know when you talk about incumbency, people say, oh, that automatically helps you. Usually being the incumbent does help. But I think this is a situation where Biden's numbers are so bad, that's a net negative. Let's face it, he has worse numbers than Trump did. Trump had low approvals, yes, but you dig into those numbers, it was the intensity gap that really divides the two. Trump's intensity gap between strongly approve and strongly disapprove was virtually none. Biden, it's like negative 30. People are not like, oh, I disapprove of Biden. They're like, we effing hate this guy. He's doing a terrible job. He's awful. And that's what I'm saying. Being an incumbent in this situation where The economy ain't doing good. People don't think you're doing a good job. A lot of people think you can't serve another term because you don't have the mental capacity for it. Yeah, I think it's a net negative. And as for his coalition, I don't know what's happening. But somehow Trump is doing 20 to 30 points better with African American support according to polling, which I don't think is going to happen. But I still think we're going to see a shift. But I don't know if it's going to be that big. But if it is, good luck winning Georgia or hell, even Michigan at that point. Trump is a seriously flawed candidate who has promised to govern in undemocratic ways and who has already been rejected once by the American people after serving one term as president. Oh, the spin had to come in. He faces 4 criminal indictments consisting of 91 criminal charges related to his attempts to overturn the 2020 results, his mishandling of the classified documents after leaving office, and allegedly obstructing law enforcement's attempts to retrieve them, and falsifying business records to conceal a hush payment to keep an adult film star from going public, blah, blah, blah. Which, based on everything we know, it doesn't seem like many of these cases are going to have any indictment, or I should say conviction, let alone before the election. So, while there were some people that were scared that he gets thrown in jail and he can't campaign, it's looking less and less likely. Again, we're only in January, but the cases are either just not going to happen this year, or the Supreme Court's going to rule on them, or at least get involved eventually, surely. But either way, they're trying to use the criminal indictments, and so far, his numbers have actually gone up since then. I'm not saying it's helping him or hurting him, but it's certainly not hurting him. As of now, at least. We should be very clear about what the electoral outlook is, and more importantly, what is not. It is the first snapshot of the electoral college landscape in what will likely prove to be another very close and extraordinarily consequential presidential election. They were never saying this in 2020. They were all talking about it's going to be an electoral landslide and Trump is going down. He lost, but by arguably one of the closest margins in American history. It is not a prediction of how things will turn out in November. It's not even a prediction of what things may look like when the parties gather for their nominating conventions this summer, which I think is a good idea. You cannot possibly predict what's going to happen 10 months from now. And I've been clear about this with my predictions even. My predictions are based off of what we know now. You cannot predict there will be a scandal in October. You just don't know. This is an exercise designed to capture where the race stands today. If we have learned anything in recent American political history, it is to expect the unexpected. We don't know even for certain if Biden and Trump will be the 2 major party nominees in the fall. However, since that appears to be the likeliest choice at this point, we've explored this initial outlook through the lens of a Biden v. Trump race. Future versions of this outlook will reflect the realities of the race, as best as we can assess them at the time, which they never gave this warning. I don't remember them saying this in 2020. They might have, but I don't remember that in headlines. It is critical to remember that in the last two presidential contests, the loser and the winner were separated by fewer than a combined 80,000 votes across 3 battleground states out of more than 130 to 155 million votes cast nationwide. At least they're admitting 2020 was a very close race. Not what some people are Twitter claiming where Trump lost in a landslide. He lost by 80,000 votes. So, this map is definitely a fascinating one. And again, they go on about, hey, it's a path to 270. The popular vote doesn't matter. But if Trump is really doing 5-6 points better than the popular vote, let alone some polls have him up by 10 points better, Trump is winning. It is mathematically impossible, and just statistically impossible, really, for the swings nationally happen just in Texas, Florida, New York, and California. It just ain't happening. There's been plenty of people to prove, yeah. If he's doing 5-6 points better, let alone 1 or 2, they're coming from swing states. They're not coming just from New York and California. It just isn't. Now, as for what they got for the map, the only one that I'm a bit questioning is Michigan. Now, here's why I think they did this, right? Michigan has a large Muslim American population. It just does. And the Muslim community ain't too happy with Biden right now. And they've already said, we're not voting for you. When you combine this with, so let's just face it, historically awful numbers with African Americans as of now, well, you're screwed. As a Democrat in Michigan, let alone Georgia, you cannot be letting the Republican crack 20, even 30% with African American support. You just can't and expect to win. When you see a swing that large with that group that have voted Democrat even for how many years now? They've voted like 90% Democrat for the past 60 years at least. So you just start doing the math and you realize a state like Michigan, that would absolutely impact it. Same thing with Georgia. Nevada, I could see with Hispanic trends, especially in Las Vegas. But this is early on. We don't know what 2024 is going to be, but I do generally agree with the map. Some margins are just stupid. Oregon should be safe. Colorado should probably be safe. And Michigan should probably be a toss-up. Outside of that, I basically agree with it. As of now, probably Nevada toss-up too, but either way, mainstream media is starting to admit Trump's in a good position right now. Way better than 2020, way better than 2016. It's looking less and less like this polling's a fluke, that this is something. Anyways, folks, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Thank you so much. Godspeed to all of you.